get together and have some fun. Show us that you love it before it's done.
Well, this month of October is Heritage Month in Turks and Caicos. And heritage is a big word. It is anchored in our history, right? And it's a part of, it encompasses culture. And culture is always changing. But there are certain basic aspects of any people's culture that always remain constant. And part of that has to do with the origins of the food we eat. And today I am here with Chef Wayne, and he is going to be cooking up a traditional Turks and Caicos Islands Conch Chowder, a staple of the Turks and Caicos Islands. So, Chef Wayne, thank you for having me on your show.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here, and congratulations as one of the persons who've gone abroad, learn your craft, come back, and is now perfecting it.
Yes, sir.
It's great to have you here, and I hope you're doing well as an entrepreneur in this field.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here as well doing this with me.
Yeah.
So our ingredients for the Conch Chowder today, we have a mirepoix of vegetables, which is celery, tomatoes, onions, green and red peppers. We have some diced up carrots. This is the conch broth from the tenderized conch that we prepared, which is our main ingredient. And we have some chicken bouillon, some lobster base, diced potatoes, parsley for garnish. We have some dill, which I think goes perfectly with seafood. Mm-hmm. This here is our thickening base, which is cornstarch, diced garlic, and scotch bonnet peppers.
Okay. So you just surprised me from two perspectives. When we grew up, we would boil the conch and throw off that first boil, that first set of water.
Yeah.
To take off that sharp kind of light taste. Is that what you have saved here?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other thing that surprised me was that you actually have a lobster broth. Is it broth?
Yeah.
That you're mixing with it. So it's actually a conch and lobster chowder.
this one just gives it an interesting flavor.
Yeah.
Adds flavor to the dish.
No, it sounds great. It sounds good because, again, it's about innovation. There's innovation in everything. So rather than just sticking with the traditional as a chef, I understand that chefs tend over time to create their own brand.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I could assume that's part of what you're trying to do here.
Yes, sir.
By mixing the traditional ingredients with some, well, they're all traditional ingredients, but mixing them in a way that perhaps is unique to you.
Yes, sir.
It's great. It's great. And what is this here?
So it's basically a chicken stock.
Okay. And this is diced potatoes?
Yes, sir.
And that's the conch? Or that's,
yeah. And then we have tomato paste.
Okay.
This is a mixture of seasonings that I'll be using today as well.
Okay. All right. It's very nice. I'm excited to see how you put it all together.
Yes, sir. How we put it all together.
How we put it all together. Again, this is Tasty Tuesday, and this is Heritage Month. And we are celebrating under the theme, honoring the influences that shape us. And again, we're going to cook up a very, very tasty conch chowder for you today. And I'm getting my first lesson from my master chef.
Yeah. If you want, you can add some fish to the pot.
Yeah. See how beautiful that look? Yeah. This part I can do.
Turn the heat up on that. You just want it to saute down for a little bit until our ingredients are a bit soft. And then we'll add
add the tomato
paste.
Yeah.
So you can keep stirring that until
we decide whether it's soft enough.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I
You don't want to stir it too long, right?
Yeah, I also add in the carrots.
Yeah. And the
Potatoes.
potatoes. Wow. Looking good. Yeah, you need to turn the heat up a little, you think?
Yeah. Sorry, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Add the tomato paste. Everything tastes better with some tomatoes, right?
I'll add the seasoning as well.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know so much right into a conch chowder. That's garlic?
That's it.
Yeah. This is all very healthy, man.
Healthy dishes.
Yeah.
I also add thyme in our dill. Our next ingredient will be, we'll let this simmer for a little bit, and our next ingredient will be stock
Okay.
in the conch.
So you let that simmer.
For a little
You have
bit.
to put a cover on it to simmer, or?
We can leave it like this for now, and then we'll add the cover when we're letting it cook.
Smells good too. Yeah.
So I'll add the fresh conch to.
So we have a conch chowder actually with some conch.
That's it. Are you a big conch chowder fan?
I am not a shellfish eater. I grew up eating a lot of conch, not necessarily in chowder in that form, but every other form.
Yes, sir.
But these days I don't know.
One, you can pour about half of the conch broth in there.
Yeah. This is what we used to call, when I grew up, the conch lie.
Conch lye?
The conch lie, because it has the does that alkaline taste that come from the conch? Is that enough?
Yes, sir. Now we add some of the lobster stock as well.
Yeah.
And also the chicken bouillon.
How do you make this stock? You just boil the lobster in it?
So traditional lobster base, you would use the lobster shells, the shells from the lobster.
Okay.
Veg like celery, carrots, onions. You use tomato paste as well. And you just add water. You let it boil for. Some people let it boil for hours, like to actually get a good stock.
Okay. So we can cover that now, eh?
Yes, sir. We'll cover this, and then I'll probably say in about 25 minutes we'll be done.
Okay. All right.
So basically, why I put the Scotch bonnet in there is because it gives a rich flavor. It's not too spicy, but you get a little bit hint of the spicy.
Yeah, a bit of a hit.
And as you can see, our vegetables not overcooked or crumbling.
Very looks.
So just I'll say you cook the conch chowder for about 35 to.
Yeah, because if you cook it too long, the conch's gonna get rubbery.
Yeah, and also your vegetables gonna be mush.
Yeah. Chef Wayne and I, we've spent the last 30 minutes preparing this delicious meal or soup or chowder. You can see how nice and rich it looks. And we have 2 bowls spooned out here. But I would like to say that when I grew up, conch chowder was not something that we made. And it goes back to what I said when we began. Culture is always changing, but it also, to a great extent, remains the same, because all of the ingredients here, the conch, which is the main ingredient, is the same conch here. But when we grew up, we did something called a conch stew, or conch soup, which is really the chowder. And growing up in North Caicos, I used to fish just about every weekend with my uncle, and we would come into shore to clean our catch, including conch. But we had a buoy, we call it a buoy, which the top was cut off of it, and then we would boil the conch and cook conch and grits out of a buoy. And we ate conch back those days in many different forms as well. But this reminds me to some extent of the conch stew that we ate when I grew up as a boy. And so we have the deputy director who's gonna help with the tasting.
Yes, my name is Taste Today.
And then we have Tozy. He was asked to be one of the tasters, but he say he don't know the difference between tasting and eating. So go ahead and tell us.
Taste and I'm eating. And I'm doing it on behalf of him because he's 7 days and I'm 8 days.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Must be from the Twin Islands, the Scoop Lakes.
So you think Chef Wayne?
You're onto something.
Yeah, this is really
Right?
good. Really, really
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
It looks rich, and
rich.
it actually has some conch in it, because sometimes I understand that people make conch chowder and conch fritters with just an essence of the ingredient, so you don't see it. But there are actually some conch in this.
That's why I have on my glasses. I thought I had to look for the conch. I can taste it.
It's definitely conch in there. For sure.
But it's been a great pleasure. Chef Wayne, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. We're proud of what you're doing.
Thank you for coming here today as well.
Yeah, and today is just fantastic.
Thank you. And I want to say thanks to the culture department for having me. It's a great opportunity being a young private chef, local private chef, and this opportunity means a lot to me.
Okay, Tasty Tuesday.
Yay!
Tasty Tuesday, everybody.
Tasty
Tasty
Tuesday.
Tuesday.